going to record just so that we can save this for anyone that can't make it or wants to watch it over again. Yeah, she's just asked to join the page. So that's good. All right. Yeah. So welcome everybody. I thought we would start doing, because we're starting to get more people to the Wednesday night Zooms. I thought we might start doing a little bit of training too, just to help people along. So some of it, if you're a bit brand new, the group cruises might be a little bit too much for you to understand straight away, but probably best to learn about like doing an individual booking. But I'll go through the process because it's not that hard. And if you can do one cabin, you can do heaps of cabins. I'm sure Alana has done lots of group bookings.
No, I
So,
haven't. I haven't done any group bookings.
oh, haven't you? You just do them all separately, do you?
Well, there's usually only probably 4 or 5 cabins, if
Right.
tops. So,
Okay.
yeah, not
Okay.
we
So,
don't go for a group. I'd like to do groups. So that'd be good.
yeah. Yeah, groups are pretty fun. Like, and I don't find them too much more work. I do like to choose the group before I go on, or know which cruise it is before I go on to the travel agent portals,
I
because
will
otherwise,
admit
yeah,
that I have set up groups in for Princess
yep,
only to get the amenities points for people I'm putting on that cruise. So there might only be 1 or 2 cabins. I'm only booking 1 or 2 cabins, but you can actually set up the group so that they get the amenities points so you can give them all the nice little presents on board.
yes. And I did that with my carnival one because I'm going on a group cruise. I was setting it up for my hockey club, and it was supposed to be huge, but then the New South Wales Hockey put out their state championship dates when that cruise is on. So most of everybody had to pull out. So I still wanted to do the group because I had 4 cabins already booked, and we made it to 7 cabins. So it's still going. They're still getting all the amenities, but we didn't quite make the eight cutoff, but they still honour it all. So
I've
because
never done one on Carnival
they
because I
were all
don't know how to
funded.
do it on Carnival. Did a
Yes.
webinar for Princess and they showed us how to do it and said, don't worry if you don't have enough cabins. That's okay. We don't care about that. You can still do the group booking and give them amenities. So I do.
Yes, and you can do that on Carnival too. So
Goody.
only because I've actually done it, and I'll show you anyway my group, and I'll show you that there's only seven cabins in there, but they got the amenities that we wanted. So that was really good because I was a bit worried. I thought, oh, we need one more, we need one more, we need one more, but it still went through fine.
Mm.
So okay, so group cruises is a really easy way to um it's really easy to actually do group cruises because so many people want to cruise in a group of people. A lot of people, they start off doing a cruise with, 1 or 2 cabins, but it's really easy to get a couple more together and do it as a group. And as a group, you can get, if you set it up as a group to do this, you get better rates as your group. You're able to add extra amenities, so they might get extra onboard credit, or with some cruises you can, put champagne or chocolates or stuff like that in their cabins, and you can choose whatever you want to put in there. They can have a cocktail party, or all sorts of stuff. So there's all sorts of things you can add to it. But and then the other advantage is for yourself. If you get 8 cabins, you can get a cabin for free for yourself to go in, or you can use that as extra commission, so you can make more money or you can travel with them. So that's a win-win to me. I set up groups so that I can travel. Because yeah, because that's what I want to do, and I think that's what a lot of us want to do. So, um, okay, so I will share my screen, and I'm just going to go over Carnival. I've done, I've got a group booking in Carnival now happening, but I'll just show you a quick overview on how you can do Carnival. Um,
This is
all
my
right.
favourite website.
This one, Go CCL.
Yes.
I think I've been on it nearly every second day. It's what I didn't do though, I didn't oh actually I'll see if I can do that. I didn't look up a cruise to actually show you how to do it, so we'll just wing it and see if we can find one. All right, so when you're booking a group cruise, you go down to create booking and group bookings. Oh, Melissa's here. I'll just add Melissa in. Okay, so you can put a date range in. I'm going to put, now I'm going on a cruise. I'm going on a Carnival cruise that I think it's transatlantic or whatever it is, from Seattle to Sydney next year in September. So if I put 1st of September, actually if I do it this way, and it should come up which search the cruise.
Maximum date range is 90 days. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
date
not
range.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
And
90
it
days.
is the Luminosa that I'm going on, so see if I can pull this up. Group type. We'll do affinity group. I always do affinity group because then it's just a group of whoever. It could be a family group, it could be a church group or a sporting group or just a group of friends. Affinity group's the best. That's not. All right, we'll just choose one of these just for the sake of it. That's not when it was. September. I think, actually. Probably in the next departure because it's the one coming back to Sydney. Let's do November. This one. All right. So click on this one and we're going to, oh no, that's not it either. All right, we'll just click on that just to make it 3-day cruise.
What's Luminosa going out of Sydney for?
I don't know, but it's coming into Sydney next year from Seattle to Sydney on the transatlantic, which is, I'm actually going on that one, 22 days. I was trying to look it up just there, but okay.
I'm doing the opposite one next month, going across to Seattle.
Nice. Okay,
so we get 31 days, you only get 22.
Yeah, I only get 22. All right, so this cruise is the 26th of October, 2025. It's a 3-day one. We'll see if we can make it into a group. Okay, so it's an affinity group. I always put a PIN number in, just so that when you go to change it, you're the only person that can change it. And I'll put in, so it's got my name in it as the booking agent, and a group name. I'll just put Kev's birthday because it's about my husband's birthday that day.
Can you put any PIN number in? You just make up any.
Just make up your own PIN number, yeah. So I'll just put Kev's 53rd. How about that? All right, so that's my name for my group. Yeah, you just put in your own PIN number, whatever it is. So you can just make it up. And just remember what it is though. So when you go back to modify anything, make a payment, anything like that, when you put your booking number in, it'll also ask for your PIN number. So it gives you that extra level of protection so nobody can just go in and change it on you. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you want to go and request what rooms you would like. Okay, so you have a maximum of, I think it's 36. But they'll tell you how many you're allowed. Depends on each sailing. Some sailings they allow you less because it depends on how popular they are. So you've got your balcony rooms up here. You've got all the categories: balcony, ocean review, interior, and it tells you for this sailing your maximum requests allowed is 50. Okay, so you can actually request 50 cabins if you think you're going to book them all. I wouldn't suggest maxing it out in case you can't, but I mean, if you think, I always do like 10 or 12, something like that, because that's a manageable sort of amount. And it tells you, some of your conditions and stuff. So if they're a single guest, they're required to pay 200% of the deposit, so double the deposit because it's a one person in the cabin. And they always like to book out like 2 people in a cabin. So if it's a single person, they have to pay that second rate as well. Okay, so for instance, we might do 4 balconies. We'll book 8 ocean views, and we'll do 8 interiors. Okay. And you can see the rates. You can check the ship and see what ones you want to use. And I'll also save and continue. Okay, so I've asked for 4 of these cabins, 8 of these cabins, 8 of these cabins. Now with Carnival, I'm not sure about some of the other ones, but with Carnival, I found when I was booking cabins, and then all of a sudden I wanted a triple room. All of these are initially allocated as doubles, but when they pay their deposit, their full deposit, then you're able to berth the room, and you can change it to, you can actually allocate a triple or a quad if you need to. So all the cabins to begin with in your allotment are doubles, but when you go to actually book them in with the people's names, you can actually change them to a triple or a quad if you need to. So don't panic about that. Okay, so we've allocated those, and this is the rate of those cabins. So the balconies are 708, 548 for the ocean view, and 501 for the interior, and the commission's 10%. Okay, you can have, so that's what you've requested. If you click on guidelines, it gives you some information here. Now, with Carnival, if you are doing a group, they like you to take $25 per person initial deposit. So they can say, yep, I want to go on the group, I'll pay $25. All right. There will be a date, here it is, 5th of May, 2024, that deposit has to be paid to Carnival, and it goes into a pool. And then once the full deposit, so the rest of the deposit is 28th of June, they pay $100. So once this payment has been made, then you can actually berth the rooms and put the people's names on the cabins. All right. And this money, you'll get sent an email from Archer, which has come via Carnival, about your deposit. So if you've booked this many rooms, that's 16, 20, so 20 rooms, that's 40 people's deposit. So you need to have 40 people pay $25. Okay. If it gets close to, and it's got to be paid before this 5th of May. If it gets close to that date and you've only got half the amount of people or half the amount of cabins, they each need to pay, the ones that have confirmed with you, they pay the $25, and that gets paid to Carnival, and then the rest of the cabins can go back in the pool. But they need to have this full deposit made before this date to keep the group sort of alive, and they still get the amenities of the full group. So that's what you were sort of talking about, Alana. When you didn't have enough, they still honoured it because you'd set it up as a group to start with. So initially, if somebody first wants to go, that's $25 per person deposit just to save their space, but you do have to pay that to Carnival. And then that goes into a pool in the back office here that you can then allocate. After all the deposits are made, you can actually allocate as well. And then the full payment date is here. So you can also here click on for your amenity points. And it tells you like details. You got to open that up. Payment guidelines, we've got that there. Cancellation guidelines, it tells you about the cancellation guidelines for that sailing, and then complimentary policies. So for this sailing, you get 1 berth for 15 full fare guests based on an average cruise rate if it's this one for a balcony, one berth for 15 if they're ocean views, and the same for interiors. So depending on what you sell, they'll work out your complimentary cruise cabin on the average of what you're selling.
Do most cruise liners do a complimentary cruise?
Most of them do. Most of them. I
Okay.
don't think all of them do, but I think most of them do. Yeah. So, and they work it out on that. You have to click yes that you've read and agreed with the terms and conditions, and then you can confirm your booking. So I haven't done the amenity points yet, but you have a date that you have to do them by. So you can go in and you can check what you want to add for your amenity points. I will show you those. So if you want to, okay, modify amenities. So if you click on modify booking, you can increase your number of rooms, you can decrease your number of rooms, you can extend payment dates. So your initial deposits, you can actually extend that. You can click on it and it extends it by just a couple of days or a week or two. And then if you want to put your amenities in, you click on modify amenities. Okay, so it tells you that we have 4 amenities on this sailing with that amount of rooms. And so it tells you what sort of things that you can actually get and how much the point value is. So you have 4 to spend, so you can actually go and choose what you want to put. So if you wanted to add champagne and chocolates, it's going to cost 3. Okay. If you wanted to add bathrobes, you haven't got enough for that because that's 5. If you wanted to add a shared cocktail party, you could add one of those.
But that's not for everyone in your group.
That's
is
for
it?
everybody in the group. Yes.
Oh,
for each
that's
cabin.
pretty good then, isn't
For
it?
each cabin. Yes. Yeah. So you get to choose. You can do a carnival tote bag. You can do a category upgrade if you want to do that. You can do onboard credit. You can do an agent rate stateroom and take some of the amenity points for yourself. You can add bonus commission. You can't do $25 on this. It's only a small cruise because that's 5, but you can add $10 per stateroom to your commission if you wanted to, or you can add onboard credit to them. So this one would be $25 onboard credit for 3, and then I'd still have a one to share or spend. So I could do a shared cocktail party or something else, or I could do 2. I could do 1 category upgrade and onboard credit. So whatever it makes up to 4. So you've got those points to spend. So you can fill around with that and what you want to do. When I was doing this for a fundraising cruise, because our cruise is a longer one, the $25 stateroom bonus commission was the fundraising. So that was going to be $25 per cabin for the fundraising.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so because I initially set it up as a fundraising cruise, but it didn't end up being that way because we had to change it. So yeah, so for instance, we might do the carnival tote bag, and we might do, what's one value? A shared cocktail party. Oh, no, it's saying that we don't have enough. That's 10. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what
it
I
must
was
be the other way.
Is it for
There you go.
every person?
It should be 1 per
For every
cabin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It should be 1 per cabin. Anyway, so you can fiddle around with it and see what each group might be different. Some groups might really like, a cocktail party, and some might want just onboard credit. For my one, I just did onboard credit. They were really happy with. They just wanted that. There we go. 2 complimentary carnival tote bags per stateroom.
Even better.
Okay, so you've got your group booking number here, and you have your PIN, whatever you've decided to do as your PIN. You can change it each time. And here you'll have the total of, the money that's got to come in for the totals for each room. And you can do reports. You got a statement of group requests or group detailed workup. When you click on that, it has all the details of, all the clients' names and which rooms they've got, and I'll show you mine anyway, so you can see all that. When they've paid their proper deposit, their $100 deposit in that second one, then you can go to birth guests. Okay, you can click in the offer rate that you want. So this is the group rate for that cruise. So this is the one that you're looking for, but they also show you some other ones. And sometimes, not often, but sometimes some of those rates might be a little cheaper in some way, but they won't have the same amenities and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so you can check. So our group rate, if I move that up, if I just move this across, sorry. Our group rate for our balcony is 708. Okay, so that's also a group rate. You just have to check to see what other conditions they have in it. Some might have extra stuff. Now I think because this one's only a 3-day cruise, they haven't discounted it heavily, but this rate will stay the same. If these rates change, this one will stay the same. Our group rate will stay the same. So often you'll see that as further along as the cruise gets away or closer, the rates sometimes change from what's available or not, but these rates are locked in. So okay. Okay, I'm just going to move this around. Okay, so go back. So you clicked whatever offer. Oh. All right, so I've clicked out of the thing, but what I'll do, I'll go back to manage group booking now. And I didn't take notice of what it was, so I'll click into mine and I'll show you that. So this is my one. And it comes up with a PIN number. Put my PIN in. Okay, so now this comes up with my my group that I made. All right. So my name, my group name, what your voyage is, what your group booking number is, how much money has been paid into off the group so far. Okay, and all the allocations of all the cabins that I've made. Okay, commission rates and the total of each cabin category that's going to be due at the end of it. Okay, when you want to make payments, you can go here, click make payments, and you can actually go in and make a payment in there. So if you choose Funship Pay, for instance, you can use your credit card or your client's credit card to make the booking. Now, because these guys were all friends of mine, they all just paid me the money into my bank account, and I used mine just to pay it, so it was fine. But you can use the client's credit card too, so you can use either or. So you can look up your booking and see what your balance is. You can put an amount here that you want to pay. Or if you go, so that's the overall group booking. But if you want to pay an individual's cabin, so I had one of the cabins that I booked, one of the couples said to me the other day, oh, I've got our money for our cruise. Can we just pay it off today? They sent me the money and I went, yep, no problem. So I just went to guess maybe. Nope, not that one. Oh, did it again. Terrible at doing that. Okay. History it might be. Oh, that's payments. Go back. There is a list of guest list, of course. It's just sitting right in front of me. Okay, guest list. This will bring up your list of cabins with their individual booking numbers. So when you wanted to pay somebody's cabin, you put that number into the Funship Pay, and that'll bring up that cabin's booking, and you can then apply the payment to that, whether it's just a deposit or whether it's a full amount. You can put in the individual amount in there. So in our guest list, we have the stateroom booking number, their booking number, their room, whatever category they're in, their dining, their names, the whole thing there. So all in there. So you take one of those, their numbers, and then you can put that into the Funship Pay to choose that. If you want to modify anything, you can increase requests now, because I can't decrease requests because they're all deposited. And our amenities, let's have a look. Our amenities here, we've got $100 per cabin onboard credit. So that's what we chose for our amenities. So if you ever want to go back and forth, you just have to make sure you remember your group booking number and your PIN number to get in and change things around. So I always go in and I look at all the different buttons and see what they all have, because they all have different things. These reports, you can click on that and you can print them off. You can print them off quite easily. Gives you all the details. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much for Carnival. Carnival's pretty easy. I found Carnival's very easy to do group bookings on, and you just need to know which cruise that you want to actually do a booking on and have the date and the ship, so you can narrow it down. Otherwise, you'd be searching and searching and searching. But another way, sorry?
I was just going to say GoCCL is the easiest thing.
It is the easiest one, and I would highly recommend, if you want to start doing groups, start on GoCCL, because it's the easiest one. Now, also they have here, if you get stuck, in training product guides, and you go down and move across, gosh, and move across. They have this step-by-step, creating a group booking in GoCCL, managing the group booking, and then berthing the staterooms. And they're I'll show you what they look like, because they're very easy to follow. They have the pictures, and you can literally print this off or just have this open on a device, and you can actually just follow each step. So it shows you each page that you click on, each bit that you click on, and what to put in everywhere. So this is the easiest one to start with if you want to start doing group bookings. And I like Carnival.
Me too.
You've been on a few Carnival ones, haven't you, Alana?
I like them, yes.
Yeah.
They give good benefits. If you like to have a little gamble, they're
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, you were saying about the free cruises and stuff and the cheap cruises. Yeah.
Yes.
She likes a casino, doesn't she?
Hey, I don't gamble hardly at all.
It's quite a good, like, they're quite fun
I get
ships.
the benefits. Yeah, they are.
They are definitely known as the fun ship, and they definitely are. So I do not sell a lot of P&O at all. And P&O, pardon?
I don't sell any.
Yeah, I don't sell very many at all. Probably sold maybe 2 or 3 cabins on one the whole 6 years I've been, or nearly 7 years, because most people, they're good for sort of first time cruises, but once they do one once, they sort of try to upgrade to something a little bit better, and Carnival's pretty good. Can you hear me now, Melissa? I just saw you messaged.
Yes, I did a dumb move. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Just making sure because I just saw that had pulled up and I hadn't seen it.
No,
okay.
I couldn't hear. I accidentally hit mute. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
How embarrassing.
That's all right. Okay, so that's I would suggest try and go CCL first before you did any. And then Princess, groups on Princess is pretty easy. On P&O, they're not so easy because they've changed everything. Before I start on Princess, I'll just say, like, P&O, now you have to do it as a select sailing, and you have to sort of request it. Then once they requested it and they approved it, then you can sort of set it up. You can sort of request which cruise you want and what amenities you want, and then you have to click select, and then you have to wait for them to approve it before you can go any further. So they've changed the way they've done those, and like I said, I don't book P&O very, very often at all. But Princess is almost as easy as Carnival, I think. So Princess,
the amenities are a bit more to work out.
Yeah, I haven't worked out any of my amenities on my group one yet. I haven't booked anybody, but I've got 4 or 5 cabins interested in the group because I'm doing the world cruise. So their book and manage cruises is here, and you pretty much just click on it and you got create and manage group. So you can create a group and you have to put the date and the ship that you're looking at. So it's always a good idea to know which ship, which cruise that you want to actually promote. So I always go to the public page and search through ones that I think might be cool or a good time of year or something that I would like to promote. Or
that was going to be my question. Was you can't search the cruises here?
No, I find it very, very. That's the one thing I would say is the downfall. Is you have to go from this to a public site to see it. So I go search on the public site first and see what there is that I would be interested in, whether I want to cruise on it or friends or whatever that want to cruise on it or something I might want to promote. Make sure it's not like a main cruise because I don't think they like doing the main cruises. Like, I mean, P&O is like that. They don't like you doing the theme cruises and stuff like that as groups. But Princess, not so bad. So make sure you know the sail date and the ship. So then when you look it up, you can see what it is. Let me just see what I wrote something down there for one. No. And it's very, very similar to Carnival, really, on the setup. So you just choose. So say I do the 10th of May 26. That's the World Cruise. I think it's on the Crown. And then it'll come up with your name. That's 114 nights. How many amenity points you would get for that. And then for this, because I have already got, you can only have one group per agency. you can't set up a group on this because it says a group already exists for this agency, so you can only have one group per agency per sailing. So I've already got that one, guys, so sorry. But you'll know if you're able to or not.
If say you had I had 3 people interested, could I come to you and go, Kelly, I've got 3 people interested. Do you want to take them into your booking? And you
could.
Your commissions.
You would just have to make sure. If you were going to do that with another agent, you just have to make sure you have a proper agreement on how you're going to get your commission and what commission split you get.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't just do it with a random agent. That's, you'd need to be able to trust them. So,
But because there's already a group booking in here for you, I can't put in a group booking for me. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's only one per agency. But you can add people to that group, yes. But then you would have to, or you could do it as an individual booking, that's fine. But if you added it to the group, then they would get the same group amenities that the group would get, and then you'd have to split the commission somehow, come to an agreement. But that would have to be outside of Archer's guidelines, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So yeah, so there you pick your number of berths here, okay? And what did I say?
Well, that's bad because how am I going to sell 12 cabins for the group cruise, for the world cruise, so I can get a world cruise?
Well, you can't on this one. Because I'm doing it on this one. Yeah. But that's the rule. That's the rules. They only allow one group per sailing per agency. So so even if you were in a travel center at Camden, for instance, only one agent or whoever's in charge of that, whatever, they would do it as an agency, though, I would assume. But if they had separate ones, only one person would be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to exit. Where you find your cruise, your group, once you've made it, is you search here for group list, view group list, and then these are all the ones that are in the system. These are not all mine. These are all Archer ones, but you have to change the date because it only shows you 12 months. So if I do 26 and sort, I can find mine because mine's at the end. Okay, so this is my group. My group number is TPS, voyage number, World Cruise, Kelly's group. I've got 26 berths allocated. So if I want to click on that to do anything with there, click on it and submit, and then it comes up with your detail, with all the details. Okay. The recall dates, if you haven't got the cabins booked by the 12th of September 25, that's when they start going back. Okay. So yeah, final payment dates, all that sort of stuff. You can actually, though, find the deck plans and itinerary from this. So you can actually click on this here. And if you want to have a quick reference of oh yeah, what was that? It takes you to the public site and you can have a look at the cruise with the itinerary, deck plans, shore excursions, the whole lot on there. So you've got some way of doing that. When did you register for Carnival, Fiona? If it's been a while, send me the details of when you did, and I will check with Dave to see if he can hurry it up. Okay. Check your spam messages first, just in case. If there's nothing in your spam, let me know, and I will chase it up with Dave and see if he can find out. Okay. Have anybody got any questions about that so far? Okay, and if you need some help with the booking help, they've got in here. It shows you how to, it gives you step-by-step instructions as well on how to book and manage the cruises. Adding payments, all that sort of stuff, adding Easy Air, all that sort of stuff. So should be able to find, and here we go, got the group stuff down here. So it has a step-by-step guide on how you can actually do your groups in there. But yeah, I suggest maybe just doing Princess and Carnival to start with if you're going to start doing some group cruises, because they're the two easiest ones. I don't really know much about Celebrity or Royal Caribbean for groups and stuff. I haven't done groups on them. I've only done like single bookings on Royal Caribbean and stuff. But it's definitely something I want to look into and learn about those ones, because I think they're, especially now with Celebrity coming out, people will be wanting to book on that. So need to learn about that one. But yeah, these two are the easiest and easiest to manage and get information on as well. You can use P&O, but you have to request a select sailing for a group, Fiona. So if you want to do P&O, you can, but it's just not as easy to set up by yourself. You actually have to request it, and then they set it up, and then once they approve it, then you can actually go in and put people in it and all that sort of stuff. But it doesn't even give you before they approve it, doesn't even give you dates and like for deposits and amounts and things like that. It's just very generic. And they also have the same rules, one booking per ship per agency as well. So if you go in there and want a select sailing for a certain date and it's not available, it could be because somebody else in the agency has already got a group on there. So just be aware of that. Doesn't mean you can't book. It just means you can't do it as a group, as an allocated group. You can book the cabins separately, and but not get the amenities. So okay. Okay. All right. Has anyone got any questions or any questions about anything? I know we've got a few new people. And yeah, so I will probably stop the recording now too.